Remembering the Clinton era, a look back at life in the 90s. It was cool. Internet was becoming hot, hip-hop was in its golden years and it was super easy to find a job. Most days we just lived life and didn't even think about the president. Can you believe that? Crazy, right? Regular people were optimistic about the future and could afford groceries and concerts. Only president in my lifetime to balance the budget. His foreign policy was not considered strong, but I prefer presidents that don't get us into wars. Depends who and where you were. I had a job that paid $21K and still had no problems. Stuff was just cheaper and there were not 10 other things you needed to unsubscribe to maintain. You had a car, a landline, probably not even an AOL subscription till 1997. So your expenses and lifestyle were clear-cut and you weren't being stream taxed to death. But let's not kid ourselves. OJ, Koresh, Oklahoma City, the storm clouds were all there. Elementary school was dope and the economy was stable enough. My dad quit his job and started working for himself. If you were healthy and straight, it was an amazing time of prosperity. But I still remember the look on my mom's face when our insurance told her that they would pay my baby brother's open-heart surgery but not pay for the anesthesia or any of the follow-up medication. Because insurance companies could still do shit like that back then. They do plenty of other crap now, but they're, somewhat, more limited. It was also 100% legal to evict someone from their apartment or deny them housing because they were gay. Gas was 99 cents a gallon, there was a budget surplus, everyone in my family had a good job. But an intern gave him a blow job in the Oval Office and now we can't have nice things anymore. It was a pretty cool time to be a teen. None of us really appreciated it, but it was extremely nice feeling like the government had shit handled and things were going well. Chill. People didn't talk about politics very often and who you voted for wasn't such an identifying characteristic. It was the golden age of the US. It was the last years before the never-ending wars began, the beginning of the internet before it turned toxic. Children still expected a better lifestyle than did their parents and young adults still had hope of affording a house, a car and a white picket fence. Jobs could be had with effort, education, and contacts. Minimum wage may not have been fun but your life still had slight dignities. Better ones led to living the American dream. There was hope. I worked at a department store for just above minimum wage and could easily afford my own one-bedroom apartment. And a car. And I went on vacation every year with my parents. I had more spending money then than I do now. So awesome. Everything was going well. The economy was great. Artistic culture was popping. There was an excellent vibe. Peace and prosperity. America was on top of the world. You could lose your job one day and get a better one the next. Glass, Nectarine, 3282 got it right. The storm clouds were there. But there was hope. There was an America before 9/11 where it felt like things were getting better and an America after 9/11 where fear has turned into America's most profitable enterprise. I landed in America as a freshman during the Clintons' second term. It was a fun time for me, new country, new experiences, internet was just getting to be a thing. I see and remember that period with fondness. One thing is for sure though, you will still find kind, helpful, and friendly Americans like I found back in 1998. It was amazing. I made $1,800 a month as a janitor. I had my own apartment, bought a used car and still had money for weed. Was I rich? No. Were my needs easily met? Absolutely. It's the way things should be in the United States of America. All people talked about was the stain on a dress and not the fact that the country had a budget surplus and gas was under $1. He is still remembered for that and not the fact that the country really hasn't been in a better place since he left office. I had more disposable income and I made about 30 of what I made now. Flights to Europe from my East Coast city were 250. Flights to Las Vegas from my city were 99. We didn't know what the president was doing or thought about for weeks at a time. Seriously. I cannot stress the magnitude of the difference between a normal president and this narcissistic egomaniac self-centered tweeting sociopath that makes fun of every single foreign diplomat. This is not normal. It was awesome. You could have one job and have an apartment to yourself, a car, take trips. It was a great time to be young and alive in NYC. Those were some of the best years of my life. I was in my early to mid-20s. Clinton is the last president to have no budget deficit. Can you imagine if future presidents were as good with balancing the budget as Clinton? The Late Show with David Letterman was hilarious. Bill Clinton would go running or jogging with Secret Service with him. What David Letterman would talk about Bill Clinton's pasty white thighs and would have a picture of Bill Clinton with a box of McDonald's fries swirling around Clinton's head. So funny. It was also good during George W. Bush's presidency. Well, except for 9/11. There are so many funny clips of GWB. Like when he was in Iraq and an Iraqi journalist threw shoes at him. So much delusion in this thread. During this period was when the far right began political warfare against the majority by gaining power at the state and local levels. Republicans ran investigations non-stop into corruption but could find none that was prosecutable. They finally went after Clinton's personal life, claiming he was unfit for office for his sexual misconduct. Imagine that was the Republican position back then. They thought his character unsuitable. Ha ha ha. Good economy, minimal scandals, very little fear. 9/11 ruined us. Trump is a fucking mess.